to launch a spaceship to one of Jupiter's moons.
Okay.
Which is called Europa.
Europa?
Well,
not America.
That's what I was thinking.
What's up with that? I don't know.
Not Africa. This man literally created the Tesla event and called the event We Robot, trying to make it a little bit less scary on the fact and the play on words on the movie.
And be more inclusive.
And the robots look much friendlier.
Yeah. We'll accept robots before we accept other humans. Isn't that crazy?
No, it makes sense, dude. He wants to create a Mars dome.
A Mars dome.
You think we'll see that in our lifetime?
No.
Really? I think we will. Project 2025.
Oh, so you can fact check.
And I will fact check.
Okay.
You.
Because I know that's your boy on all the posters. You got two boys and they're best friends. You guys are all a trio. And your boy, wait, what's going on?
That's fine. You know what? I've accepted it. I'm good.
What's going on? I mean?
So guys.
You know what I mean?
During many of Justin's topics, I have a tendency to get very animated.
What are you doing?
My goal, as you can tell,
like a mental patient, bro.
My goal for this episode is to, one, maintain my cool demure. No way. Bro, you gotta work out some camera settings or something. I don't know. We can't keep buying more stuff to try to make me less dark. Like, this is...
Maybe it's your attitude.
I've been positive.
Maybe that's why you still look so dark, no matter how much light we put around you.
But I've been so positive recently. I've really been working on myself.
Okay, name one thing you've been positive about.
Your stove.
We weren't positive about it. We didn't fix it.
Yeah, you're right.
I have a question for you.
Oh, I have an answer.
When you wash your hands, this is like that cereal or milk first question.
Yeah.
This is basically the same thing.
Okay.
Do you water your hands first, or do you put soap on your hands first?
It's such a rare occurrence that
you wash your hands.
Why would you ever need to?
No, for real, answer the question.
I've done both. I think the right way to do it is to wet your hands first before putting soap on.
Okay, so to my wife, who never watches this, I've been doing it right the whole time. George said it.
I think that's the right way.
George said it, so it must be law.
But to her credit, right?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn things that you want to learn.
I got a fun fact for you.
Hope you learned something like that. I hope you not. So,
I'm an idiot. If you have any questions, don't ask us.
Welcome to the Idiot Sexuals Podcast. I am your co-host, Justin.
And I'm your co-host, George.
And we will not allow my wife to be right. Every week we try to cure our ignorance and become more intelligent.
Dude, I feel like this podcast is an abusive relationship.
I couldn't have the chance, George. I thought it was going to go one way, and it didn't. You started backing my wife up.
I was like,
uh-oh.
I wanted to be Switzerland. I wanted to give both sides of the situation.
No, we will not have Switzerland. We will have me right on just one thing, please.
That is...
One. Can I be right in one thing?
Buddy, you're married. Accept it and move on. The hope of you being right is... That ship has sailed. You
Don't say that,
You
man.
will forever be wrong. I'm not even married and I know this.
I'm going to refuse and I'm going to be stubborn. I think men could be right. I'm going to find that way. Aren't you writing a book about how men are right?
Yeah. But whoa, I don't want...
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to give away any of my...
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
What are you talking about this week?
So today I'm talking about one of my heroes, my mentors, my creme de la creme in
DT?
terms of human beings.
DT?
Who's DT?
Sorry, DJT? That's your role model. I seen posters on the wall.
Oh, you're saying no, that's gross.
I saw
That's gross.
the posters on your wall and the calendar where he's in different costumes. He's like a fireman in one. He's a police officer in the other.
People don't understand who DJT is or DJP. Right? No one. It's.
But you do.
But I do.
Yeah.
But do you know they made a Halloween costume about him?
Who?
I'm thinking about someone different.
Oh, what are you thinking?
Yo,
of?
anyway, well, I'm talking about my.
No, wait, hold on. What are you thinking of? Who did you think DJT was?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So anyway,
then
I'm going to talk about my longtime hero and my potential business partner, Elon Musk.
long-time hero and future business partner.
One day.
I don't know whether to pick which avenue. Why he's your longtime hero, or what type of business do you want to get into with Elon Musk?
Anything.
Okay.
Whatever he wants me to do, bro. I'll shine his shoes.
Are you talking about him, like how he got to where he is?
So specifically, he's had one heck of a weekend with a bunch of new releases that have come out in terms of his business. And I want to talk about those business ideas and those ventures.
Okay. Well, interesting enough, I think we've been just so serious all these last episodes. And I wanted to take a break and a little bit more fun.
Can I tell you what the topic of my segment is called?
Don't say it.
Can I say it?
Don't say it.
Elon Musk is a scam.
But you want to be future business partners.
100%.
What to say
He can scam me.
But you want to scam together is what you're saying.
That's fine too.
No, okay. Hold on. We've been so serious. And I want to take a fun topic. And take away from all the adulting and all this other stuff. So this week, I'm going to talk about the fun Project 2025 that might happen this upcoming year if Elon Musk's best friend becomes the president of the United States. Something light, you know what I mean? Just something light.
Bro, I really thought we were going something light. I was so excited. I was like,
Yeah,
this is
it's
a
fun.
fun topic. Like, we could be chill.
It's fun.
Let's get into it.
We don't got to be serious.
I have a feeling this might go for a while. So let's go right into it.
Okay.
Before we get started, as always, I want to share some news with you on some current events that are happening around the world.
I'm excited.
Over the weekend, the Mr. Olympia happened. And if you don't know what the Mr. Olympia is, it's a competition of a bunch of people on steroids. I mean,
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Showing
It's
off-
a couple people on steroids.
showing off ginormous and inhumane muscles. There is a guy who has basically like dominated the scene for an incredibly long time. I'm not gonna lie. I look at him like he's a beast. The dude-
What makes so they're all on steroids, right?
For the most
So
part.
obviously they're all super muscular.
There isn't a natural portion to the competition. So like, they do have people. They have a part of the competition. Like, what's the most natural body you can get?
Yeah, but like how does one super steroid user stand out compared to another steroid user?
Where you inject the steroids matter.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. I have no idea. But they work out different parts. I mean, no matter steroids are not some magical thing that's gonna.
True.
You still have
But you
to
see
put in the
them.
work. Like these guys work like crazy.
Yeah, you see them though. They all pretty much just look the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you can if you are someone who judges this stuff and looks at it on a that's kind of a weird job.
Okay. Hey, I don't know how
You
you
notice that?
how you got there. You know how did
Hold on.
how did that career path unfold?
This is an epiphany that I just had right now, like live on camera. Whose job is it to just look?
How do you get into that line of work?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say. What about Olympia?
I'd like to have that job.
Interesting.
So the dude who's been dominating the scene, his name is, I think it's pronounced Chris. Oh God, Bumsworth.
Big muscles. Bumsworth? That's not his name.
Bumstead. It's Chris Bumstead.
That's still hilarious.
Chris
Still.
Bumstead.
That's still hilarious.
It's fine.
Chris Bumstead.
Chris Bumstead.
Okay.
The dude's sick. He's got a sick mustache like me. And after dominating the steroid, the lifting scene,
Ooh, be careful.
he's finally retiring.
Aw.
So
No more steroids?
I think his body needs to. I don't know. I'm genuinely curious to see what his body ends up looking like if he just completely cuts off steroids. If he decides maybe I just need to wean myself off, what that looks like, what his body turns into. I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
I prefaced it so you can't make fun of me.
Oh, I bet I will.
Dumb question. You know how if you're heavy set and you lose a lot of weight, sometimes because your skin has been stretched, it's a bit droopy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's PC or not, but say his muscles doesn't lift a thing for the next 20, 30 years.
Right.
Does his skin get droopy? His muscles get droopy?
His muscles get droopy. His skin doesn't. So
droopy muscles?
Yeah. So
like
essentially like your abs, like for example, your abs after like long periods of time of no lifting or anything like that,
yeah.
essentially like it'll lose tension.
Okay.
And then it'll just kind of like bulge out.
Okay. I just the visuals. Sorry, we can move on. I'm immature.
No worries. Also, that was completely fake. That was not true. That was a dumb question.
I was like, why was all these muscles just pouring out?
Don't droop.
I'm thinking in my head, bro. There's just so many different muscles drooping out, bro. All right.
I'm just imagining the Michelin guy just like.
Oh God.
All right, next thing. I didn't realize this, but did you know that China has a monopoly on pandas?
I don't know if you. I don't know if the word monopoly is the right word.
It's a monopoly. They're the only ones.
That's where the environment where they can survive.
I mean, I guess. Well, anyway, they won't allow.
It's like U.S. say. It's like saying, the U.S. has a monopoly on fat people.
Whoa! Go to Italy.
Or unhealthy people. No, they're healthy over there. We're fat over here.
Nah, dude. And that's just because
we have a lot of them because unhealthiness thrives here in the U.S.
Or because we have food.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Okay.
We really should find other topics.
We didn't finish. We have food and high fat and sugar.
Well, yeah, no, so much stress in our work environment that we don't have the opportunity to work out and be fit.
See, that's what you're trying to say.
No, that's why I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
So anyway, the pandas, right? It's like speaking of fat things.
What about pandas?
Apparently, China has allowed 2 pandas to come to the United States, and they're going to be an exhibit.
They got 3 front rows of a United flight.
Bro, when I looked up this article, it was just a FedEx plane, and I'm just so curious how you transport 2 pandas on a FedEx plane. I'm like, did this reporter just take a random picture of a FedEx plane and just... He's like, I need something. I need an image to go with this story.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm thinking. But like, how do you transport them? Yeah. But there's 2 pandas now in Washington D.C. So if you ever want to go see a panda live, we can go.
Are they trying to start the panda population here in the U.S.?
I don't think they allow that. I think China's very strict on what you can and cannot do with their pandas.
So what was the point? Oh, we just bought them.
We didn't even buy them.
Entertainment purposes.
We leased them. It's like a car. We leased pandas
for entertainment purposes, though.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So just people can be like, "Oh, panda."
Oh. I wonder how much we paid for that, George.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. Last but not least, and this kind of transitions into my topic, is apparently NASA, which is a space organization that's in competition with Elon Musk's space organization.
Yeah.
Apparently, they worked actually with SpaceX to launch a spaceship to one of Jupiter's moons.
Okay.
Which is called Europa.
Europa? Well, not America.
That's what I was thinking.
What's up with that? I don't know.
Not Africa. You know what the worst part is? This moon is like completely coated in ice. Why not Antarctica?
That makes sense.
So
that checks out.
So we're sending a spaceship to... I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of sick that we can launch stuff into space, which is going to be the majority of my topic.
Yeah, I was going to say more, but it sounds like you're about to get into it.
But I think it's cool. I mean, they're about to launch something into space. They want to explore. It's going to take 6 years for it to get there, give or take. A few months, I'm guessing.
Okay. What do we expect to...
They want to find life on the planet.
Aliens.
They want to find... I don't know about aliens, but they say that because it's so compact with ice, that perhaps there's like a water source of something. There's some way that it can hold, whether it's bacteria, whether it's whatever, that can hold some form of life.
Interesting. No, so they're not looking for life. They're looking to see if life can.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure the government knows that.
We got some really good telescopes, bro.
I don't know about telescopes.
They keep saying that they see like black holes from like 3 light years away. I'm like, and we can't see what's on the moon? Like, I mean...
Interesting. Okay.
So that's happening.
I don't want to get.
I'm excited to see where that goes. And then NASA also partnered with SpaceX.
Yep.
SpaceX is a company.
It is a company.
It is a company. This company.
Fond of?
Huh?
You like?
SpaceX?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, okay.
They like made people excited about the space exploration again.
It was very interesting.
It was kind of dead in my opinion. I don't know. Even now.
Until Elon revived it. Okay. Interesting take.
No one wanted to go to space. Elon doing it. All of a sudden, all the billionaires, look at my rocket. No, look at my rocket. My rocket's bigger than your rocket. Oh, my rocket's round.
Okay, so tell me how Elon saved space exploration.
Whoa, that's a big claim, dude. I didn't say all that.
Saying.
I'm just saying that Elon Musk is a very unique and very cool individual.
Interesting.
He has many companies. And here's the part that, like, I don't care if you love or hate Elon Musk.
Okay.
Right? The idea that one man is able to, I don't know how to phrase it, because I don't know how involved he really is with all his companies, right? He's got tons of different companies.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're able to lead, I'll just say lead, multi-billion-dollar companies is a feat that no one should like put down. That is an impressive accomplishment. That is a thing that not many people would be able to do.
Not to take away.
Oh boy.
You know what's crazy? I thought to myself today, especially with my topic, I really do want to be as unbiased as possible. But yeah, he's very tied. He's tied with a lot of people and started with power and money.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did. But not really. He still had to work for it. You know how Elon Musk got rich?
How did he get rich?
He
was born of the lighter complexion.
He had a small load of a bit. No, he started, or he was one of the tech people who was basically making money off the .com bubble, or the tech bubble, before it exploded.
Okay.
And he was I don't know if he was the creator or like the CEO or like the head person, but he had a huge part to play in PayPal, in creating PayPal, and then selling it to eBay.
Okay.
So that's how he got his wealth. And from his wealth, that's how he worked to becoming a billionaire.
Okay.
That's when he started trying to create Tesla, trying to get his hands in SpaceX, stuff like that.
Okay. I honestly, and I'm not saying that I'm right.
Yeah.
Just based off how the mass views him and what they say online, which is really bad to get your news. First of all, really bad. I should definitely do my research.
Not good.
Thought he was just born into money.
No, I mean, I'm sure he had money growing up.
And that's how he was able to get into all these things.
There's no way, at least in my brain, I could be wrong, but I'm sure he had money growing up, but he didn't have like billions of dollars or like millions of dollars. I'm sure he grew up like upper
epsilon.
That's the best word, dude.
Question. You said he has multi companies that are
worth billions of dollars.
I'm dumb, average Joe. I only know Tesla, SpaceX.
Okay.
What else does he have his hand in that is so successful?
X, which is
Twitter,
formerly known as Twitter, is a multi-billion-dollar company now.
Oh, okay.
I looked up all of these to make sure that I was right.
I wanted to know if we deem that as successful or not. He bought it. It was already, what it was.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too political.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to later.
Yeah. Let's not go there yet.
Yeah, let's not go there yet.
But I think it's cool. No, I mean, he didn't start it or anything, but he runs or helps run a multi-billion-dollar communications company. Love it or hate it.
Okay.
He's fighting against the machine. We'll get into it.
Okay, so X and then?
X. He also has something called, which is, I think this is so hilarious. This is what I would do if I had billions of dollars.
Uh-oh.
He has something called the Boring Company. Have you ever heard of the Boring Company?
What's the Boring Company?
The Boring Company is his idea of being a troll. So, and his troll...
Billion dollar company. Okay, explain to me.
It's a privately owned business, right? So the value of it, in my opinion, comes from the fact that he is, the person who's in charge of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's why it's worth billions of dollars. I don't know. But his whole thing is that he just makes stupid things that he thinks are funny.
I think I saw he made a flamethrower. Is that the Boring Company?
That is the Boring Company.
Oh no.
He just made a flamethrower, sold it for like, I think it was $10,000, something like that. And he only made a limited amount and it sold like crazy.
I don't like it.
I love it, dude.
I don't like it.
If I ever get $1 billion, I'll put it here first. If I ever get $1 billion, I'm going to troll. I don't know how, but I'm trolling
like
the world.
Boring Company?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know what type of, how money's going to change you, bro. Excuse me.
I'm going to spend so much more.
Oh, God. Okay, so yeah, that's 4 companies.
XAI.
Oh, okay.
So XAI is again, privately owned company. It's not something that's publicly traded. And it's a company that is essentially researching and pushing forward the AI agenda and researching how AI is going to help take over the world.
Because, okay, I learned that there's now different types of AI. You can't just say AI, right? So what type of AI is XAI? Do you know?
They are looking to grow all elements of AI and like understand it better. And they want to get to a point of...
I feel like they're behind then.
What do you mean?
To tackle all different types of AI?
Yeah. I mean, I would say they're actually ahead because they helped contribute to one of Elon's new releases this week, which is the Tesla Optimus. I don't know if you if you saw...
What is the Tesla Optimus?
Wait,
if you tell me he is building a robot, I'm going to lose my shit.
Buddy, let me tell you.
Okay.
Have you watched the movie iRobot?
Yes.
Okay. This man literally created the Tesla event and called the event We Robot, trying to make it a little bit less scary on the fact and the play on words on the movie.
And be more inclusive.
And the robots look much friendlier. Yeah.
We'll accept robots before we accept other humans. Isn't that crazy?
No, it makes sense, dude. People suck. Give me a robot, I'll never talk to another human again.
Oh my God. We gotta talk off this podcast, dude.
Yo, next week, tune in when Justin's replaced by Tesla Optimus.
Okay, that's a very interesting venture that he wants to go to. Yeah. Now, I have more questions. Because I guess we're all giving praise to Elon Musk, and I'm sure that he has a hand in these things. But do you think he comes up with these ideas, or he sees them and I attach my name to it, just like X?
I think it's a weird combination of both. I think the things that are happening later on in life is just more him just being able to flex his money and saying, I can do this. I think what was formerly Twitter, now X, is an example of that. Has nothing to do with him. He didn't create it. He didn't do anything. But he came in and he changed it up. He said, I'm firing like 75% of the staff.
That one's tough. That was tough for me.
He wanted to create a platform that was different from the others, and he's doing that, right? So like, how involved is he in the day-to-day activities? I doubt much, but I'm sure he has a vision that he's like pushing.
Yeah, I know, but Twitter was cool before, you know what I mean? And I know people are using it, and then I used to see Twitter videos. And now all I see X videos because he changed it. And those X videos, you know, they're just different.
In what way?
What do you mean?
How are they different?
You know, just X videos. I know you've seen those.
I never hung out on Twitter beforehand, but here's what I saw. Twitter was toxic before he bought it.
Oh, and it's still toxic.
It's still toxic after he bought it.
More toxic.
I like it.
Are you on to X like that?
Huh? No.
Yeah, I just see Reddit post what he tweets.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't go on Reddit or X, so I don't know what.
Okay.
The one thing that I wish I knew, and maybe it would help us with this freaking podcast, is how Twitter operates. All I know is
how
negativity and
internet work.
Does anybody know how to post videos to Twitter or X? See, I can't even get the name right.
That's
so.
Funny.
He's established a lot of things.
Yeah.
Going back to the whole space thing and how I think that he's revolutionized space exploration.
Revolutionized.
He's the one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Give it to me.
All right. This ain't the Neo.
Give it
this
to
ain't
me.
the Matrix. Why are you claiming this guy is the one? What could he possibly do? Sorry if I'm offensive or offended.
He's just dodging logic, bro. He's just. He said, "You don't think I can do it?"
That's fair, I guess.
One of the things that he did. Rocket. Am.
Oh, check it out. Got the beat.
To be or not
Just
to be.
Drop the beat right here.
I'm a nerd, and I was into space for a long time.
Okay.
So the way a lot of rocket ships worked and still work is they have multiple engines, multiple rockets that blast them off into space.
Yeah.
They
The boosters
disconnect,
and,
boosters and all that.
the fire and
Gravity. They go up in space, they detach, they crash to the ground. You're really not using them again.
Yeah, and then I read that book.
I hate you. I can't have a serious conversation with you. And the way that he's revolutionized it is that he's making those rockets, those propellers, reusable.
Okay.
So he had
To reattach it back to another?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rocket.
And the idea behind it is if you're able to save these thrusters or engines or whatever that cost millions of dollars to produce, and you can just basically refuel them, clean them up, just give them a spit shine.
You're the only person I've ever known to spit and make a sound like that. I don't know. That is inhumane right there.
That's not how you spit.
Nah. Yeah, that one was crazy. But okay, you shine it up and you put it back.
Put it back, put another
But the
spaceship on it.
damage or the heat or the, dumb brain.
No, you're
I'll
good.
claim it, dumb brain. That it's used and happens on those thrusters. You
So-
can't just shine it up.
So, you know what, Justin? Unlike your muscle question, this isn't a dumb question.
Okay.
So-
okay.
Yes, it is super risky, and that's one of the things that I think makes him so cool.
Dumb. Oh.
Different views, and it's okay because I'm a positive
It's
guy.
okay. We welcome different views.
Like multiple of his rockets exploded before they had a success.
Okay.
But now they're able to get these thrusters back. They land on the ground and they don't explode. And they can be reused, and they have reused them.
Interesting.
So he's already doing something in space exploration that other people haven't been able to do.
Okay, so are people confident to go on those rocket ships with reused thrusters?
That's a great question. I know I am not.
If you think I am, then you love Elon Musk.
We robot, bro.
Send the AI.
Yeah, send Optimus onto.
Optimus.
But this one, he had like a giant thruster. Dude, these thrusters are massive.
Hey, how massive?
They're bigger than a spaceship. Like what you use.
Send the thrusters up there. Then. What do you mean they're bigger than the rocket ship?
They're bigger than the actual spaceship that goes into space.
Oh, interesting.
So there's like these massive things that have, I think it was like 30 or 40 engines that are like propelling it into space and stuff like that.
Okay.
This particular one is, they call it that, they refer to it as a heavy booster. Not like
technical term, right?
Yeah,
It's a scientific term.
And it's only because it's in the US. If it was outside, it'd be the light booster, right? Because they are a lot more in shape there.
Hey, man, this thing weighs a ton, bro. What should we call it? It's so massive.
You know what's funny is that
Heavy booster. Stamped.
done.
Done. Okay.
Make it double the size of the spaceship that we're sending. But it was really cool. I don't know. Did you watch it at all? Of anything?
The only space thing I've seen recently. I don't know. I haven't watched the reusable thrusters. I did see, however, a rocket ship land in. Did you see that? Like cool. It just came in and it landed and it closed in. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it up.
You thought that was cool?
I thought it was super cool.
Yeah, that's Elon. That's SpaceX.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said.
All right. You're just hating on him so much. I was like,
Okay, I would say there's a more that I dislike than I like, but I can't deny the cool things that he has done.
Right.
That's fair.
So he landed his heavy booster which I think there was some damage to the like undercarriage of like some of the engines, like the heat was a bit much.
The generator.
The geradator.
Yeah, because I was reading about that. That's what accesses the turbo boosters, and when it lands, the gravity is not really equal at that point.
Yeah.
So then it needs to charge and then get the particles for the electrons.
Yeah. So their math was a little bit off. They still need to work on the hypotenuse a little bit.
Oh, okay. I heard about that.
Yeah. So once I get the hypotenuse in line, I think it'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to move forward with space exploration.
It sounds like you work with them.
But his idea is that now that these spaceships, like, they can launch them more quickly, they can do more experiments, they can start.
Oh wait, hold on. The reason why we don't go out into space more, assumption, is that it takes a while to create these thrusters because before use them, toss them, start from new.
Yes.
Whereas if we reuse, most of it's already in place. We're just recycling and like, all right, it's still good.
Yes.
So now we're going to be in space faster.
Yeah. You can replace maybe heat panels that are broken off or things like that. But for the most part, you can just reuse the same thrusters that got you into space in the first place. And then once you're in space, it's a lot easier to move around, supposedly, from what I hear.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
And his idea, and I think this is wild. This is no way. My boy Elon, I think, is a visionary. Yeah, my boy Elon, me and him go way back.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Got closer all of a sudden.
You don't know. I use PayPal. I was one of the first users.
But you don't use X.
Huh? Not well.
He's a boy. You're not even signed into X.
I just want him to be able to provide the speech, and I just want to watch his greatness. That's all.
Okay. Ooh, watch his greatness.
Watch his greatness.
Okay.
But I do think that my boy is a bit ambitious.
Oh.
I think he's a bit ambitious.
You think he's crossing too far into the deep end?
He said he wants to have humans on Mars by 2026. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. No. He's not shooting. He's shooting to have a launch or a thing sent to Mars in 2026, because that's when the Earth and Mars are like at the points where it's like, yeah, just hop over the pond, you know?
Okay, yeah. That's when they're aligned because of the stars and the.
I mean, that literally makes sense because it is aligned because of the stars.
Okay, so he's not trying to send people. He just wants to have a successful flight to Mars.
Yes. And then he wants to, within his own lifetime, like within time that he's alive,
live on Mars.
He wants to create a Mars dome.
A Mars dome.
You think we'll see that in our lifetime?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I think we will.
You think we'll see? You'll see a time where people will be living on Mars.
The way that our great grandparents like were just around the time, right, where technology is coming around, and like you can see these computers you can send messages from around the world, like, what is this witchcraft that you kids are talking about? Man, that's how old people are.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank God old people aren't on the internet to watch this.
Well, you gonna think you're gonna offend the retirement home?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't think old people want to watch it.
I think me and you will be the old people in the retirement homes on our computers watching TikTok. Right?
That might be you.
Back in my day, I remember it was just a human race. Now it's all these aliens walking around, man.
Very interesting. I just feel like Mars and exploring that is a lot more complex than maybe back in the day people were creating airplanes and air travel.
I'm sure it is, but like think about how fast technology has moved, man. People said that being able to have reusable rockets is a thing that is just shouldn't be done. Yeah,
but you're saying 2026.
They'll send a thing to Mars. Not that they'll have a dome within.
Yeah, so okay, like if realistically, if you think that, right? If you think we'll live in a time where people will be living on Mars, what point in our lifetime do you think that'll happen? It's 2024 right now.
Okay.
You give it 25 years?
2050.
2050.
2050.
In 26 years, you think people will be living on Mars?
I think someone will have landed on Mars. I don't know if we'll have a full-blown bubble, but I think people will have landed on Mars.
Okay, so then you got 2026, or in 26 years, 2050, people landed on Mars. When is that dome that you said that people are going to be living in? Because now, you look at your life, you're at 50. How much you got left?
2075.
So you're 25 more years, then there's a whole dorm, a whole living situation, society, and civilization over there.
By that time, technology will have advanced so much that they'll find a way to keep me alive or put my brain inside of one of the Optimus robots, and I'll be walking around on Mars as a robot and not needing air.
I'm going to say something crazy, George, and I don't even know if I'm going to keep this in. We can't even appreciate minorities in America. Look how long that's going to take. And you think we're going to reach Mars in 50 years?
Let's talk about it. This was a talking point for me.
I think it's going to take a very long time for us to reach those points.
I'm going to hold this part on records so that way when we're old and robots, I can show it to you.
We turn into robots.
100%.
Oh, it's so
100%.
depressing.
Did you not see his also Elon? He has the Neuralink company, which allows you to implant a chip into your brain that can help you regain some motor function.
Oh my God.
So I'm guessing by the time that we are decrepit,
we're going to be computer chips.
We're going to be computer chips.
That's so depressing.
I'm going to be a USB that my great grandchildren is going to be like, oh, grandpa's so annoying. Just like toss it off.
Actually, I think that's kind of crazy if we're all flash drives and you're like, hey, you guys want to hear something racist or sexist?
Plug in
hey, do you want to hear something asshole talk for a while? Here's Justin.
Yo, plug in 2025.
Plug in 2025, Justin. Yeah, bro, you'll hear it.
Oh, that'd be so lit.
That's awful.
But one of the things that I did want to talk about is, do you think that it's moral or conscionable that
What'd you say?
Conscionable.
Conscionable.
The act of being conscious.
Do this right here.
Oh.
Cool.
Can't wait till you edit that. That we spend billions and billions of dollars on space exploration when there's so many issues that we have here on Earth that could be resolved or helped.
No, that's a great. You know what's crazy? When you phrase it that way, I feel like there's only one obvious answer.
The answer is no?
Yeah, it's no.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, wait. Okay. Can you give me a reason why you can argue the other? Why it is okay to spend billions of dollars when there's so many problems you face today?
One, we're assuming a couple things. We're assuming, and I'm going to get serious. One, we're assuming that spending that billions of dollars would solve the problem.
Yeah.
Which I think some of the issues that we talk about are more human than they are money, right? Like just even the idea of just like treating human beings with respect and things like that. That's a problem that will exist until we learn to face each other. Has nothing to do with money.
It has nothing to do with SpaceX spending billions.
Sure.
Okay.
There are other problems that we could solve, like having better education and things that would a lot of money would help, right?
Yeah. Minimum wage, stuff like that.
But I also think that if you're going to say that we should spend money on things that will promote and help us, such as education and things like that, well, if you think about it, space exploration is just a way of like, it's the human having an itch of exploration, right? Like we've already explored Earth. There's already things that we've uncovered about our planet, but what's beyond?
So you're saying for the sake of exploration?
Not exploration. I'm still here. I ain't dead.
Exploration.
Yes.
For the sake of exploration is the reason why you see that it's fine to spend that much money for space.
Yeah. And I think if that's something that you're passionate about, hold on. No one sits here and tells Bill Gates, hey, stop spending your money on this philanthropy. This is where you need to spend your money. It's like he's gotten into a position where he can spend his money how he sees fit.
No, but we can still say it.
Yeah,
I'm saying it.
I can say you should stop bullying me. It's not going to happen.
But you should say it.
I do. You don't listen. How many times?
Oh my gosh, dude. Hey, just so you know, it's all jokes. It's all sarcasm. He's not hurt. And I'm not really mean to him.
Look at the video.
When we're off the podcast, I'm such a kind. I'm making him lunch after this. And then I'm giving him gas money to go home and I'm buying him a new outfit. Like I do all this stuff every time he comes over to my house and we record one of these things. I send him money. all the time because I care about him.
To all the audio only listeners, I am blinking twice.
Because he's so astounded by how grateful he is. That's why he's blinking so much, because he doesn't even believe that this is real.
You are 100% right. I don't believe that anything that he's saying is real right now. That's wild.
It's so amazing. I can't believe I'm in this position.
Anyone who watches this podcast, anyone, leave a comment if you've ever seen that happen.
I said off podcast.
Yeah, okay.
See, on podcast, I'm an asshole because it's funny.
I'll invite you all to Justin's house.
Wait, hold on. I can't edit live. That's very interesting.
So I think to wrap up my thing, I think that Elon is doing some really cool things in terms of bringing us to the future. He's bringing in robots, and I really hope that you check out the Optimus thing. There was some drama about it. People say that he faked the robots,
just like when he faked the
moon
no, he
landing.
didn't fake it. Ooh, wait a minute. You talk about conspiracy. That's not that type of podcast. Remember when he had the Tesla truck or whatever, and he was saying how the windows are unbreakable?
He said they're bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
Yeah.
And they broke live.
Yeah.
What type of drama did you go with in Tesla Optimus? Because I would argue that he's probably doing it on purpose, or can
Interesting.
Because look, you know about it now.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. This one would really I would say hurt his credibility if this is true. So the idea was that they had people in VR. So let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
They released this product, right? They introduced the Optimus robot, which literally looks like the robots that are walking around in the movie iRobot. And they have them walking around all the people in the convention, and they're interacting. They're making these robots are making drinks. They're talking to the people. It's pretty cool. But then people came out and said, no, these are actually controlled by other people, like human beings who are wearing VR headsets, who are controlling the robots and getting them to make certain actions. I think if that was true, I think that would hurt his credibility.
Interesting. Or actors. I've seen a lot of videos online that was like, oh, look at this AI robot, looks so real, when it's just like an actor.
Dude, I'm just in a suit.
You wouldn't be able to keep a straight face to look like an AI.
Elon is my hero. I could do it.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I would fart so much. Anyway, moving on. He's bringing us into the future. He's done things like robots. He's done things like Neuralink. He's doing things like spaceships. I'm very interested to see what the future holds for us.
Yeah, bring it back to intelligence, George.
Intelligence.
There we go. I like it. Well, anyways, let's do a little bit of something fun.
This wasn't fun to you? Are you not entertained?
I'm kidding. The election's coming closer, and I started doing more research on more people, and unfortunately, this will be the podcast right before the election. So if I do another political thing, it's probably going to happen after the election. But I keep hearing things about this project, George. Do you know what this project is?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do. I've done lots of research on the Project 2025.
Oh, so you can fact check me.
And I will fact check you.
Okay. Because I know that's your boy on all the posters. You got two boys, and they're best friends. You guys are all a trio. And your boy, wait, what's going on?
That's fine. You know what? I've accepted it. I'm good.
What's going on?
You know what? I like to think
Hold on. By math, if you're best friends with Elon,
mm-hmm.
and Elon's best friends with DJT,
mm-hmm.
by the transitive property, George, I've learned this in school.
The hypotenuse.
You know what I mean?
So, guys.
You know what I mean?
During many of Justin's topics, I have a tendency to get very animated.
What are you doing?
My goal, as you can tell,
like a mental patient, bro.
My goal for this episode is to, one, maintain my cool demeanor.
Oh, he's demure.
I'm demure.
It means demeanor.
I'm not like you other podcast hosts. I'm going to be very demure.
Okay.
And I'm not going to make any political claims or because I literally can't.
Okay.
So I'm going to hear you out and fact check things that come up.
Fair. Okay. So what I learned is this Project 2025 is basically a plan that's supposed to show people what a Trump presidential the next 4 years would look like.
Who's showing it?
So not Trump, because Trump says that he's not a part of it. I am not involved. I don't know who's a part of it.
Does he wag his finger such as this?
Hey,
Oh, you're right. I apologize.
You're animated.
Back in. This is how I know I got riled up. I got riled up, guys. I apologize.
Here's what I learned. Okay, people say that it details what Trump's presidential run will look like if he becomes president.
Okay.
Right now, Trump says he's not a part of it, and here's my unbiased trying to say. I can believe him if he really he says that he's not a part of it. But damn, there's some evidence that shows that it seems like you're a part of it.
Sure.
Right. So it's a 30 chapter, 900-page document.
900 pages is how I know for a fact
He didn't write it.
that he ain't write it. He ain't endorsing it. He ain't doing nothing to do with it.
So here,
Because he ain't reading 900 pages.
let me preface. Let me go ahead. So who's involved in it if Donald Trump's not involved in it? Who is?
Am I not? Woo-hoo-hoo.
I saw it says that 140 former Trump in his previous presidential campaign, 140 of those employees are involved in this.
Sure.
Mainly the Heritage Foundation.
The Heritage
And I'm like,
Foundation.
what the heck is this Heritage Foundation?
It sounds like they're all about their heritage.
Oh, that's a good
and
point.
that's where it gets scary.
That's a great point.
I understand. Trust me.
I didn't know what this is, and you could maybe educate me on. I don't even know if there's a Democratic one, but there are think tanks for political parties.
Yes, there are.
So
And they're all, in my opinion, an opinion that I can't have.
okay, I'll take it from here because I'm
Please.
average Joe who doesn't know anything. Heritage Foundation is a Republican think tank, which a Republican parties will fund,
Mhm.
and they will think for the a plan. So they've done all this writing to show what a Republican president would look like. And so, even though he says he's not a part of it, I also read that if the Heritage Foundation endorses a president, they lose their tax exempt status, which is
interesting.
why they don't ever say, oh, yeah, we're here for Trump. This is just what a Republican Party looks like.
Just to counteract that point, because this is a very obvious thing that came to my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Think tanks are very powerful.
Yes.
They have a lot of influence. Hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Not on me.
Okay, but
I'm
it looks better on
good.
me. It looks better on me.
You watch your back. I'm good. I ain't saying nothing about nobody. They coming after you, boy.
The windows, the blinds.
But to that point, I think that's a weak argument because there's plenty of very liberal, very far left think tanks.
I didn't say there wasn't.
I'm just saying that by them not endorsing liberal candidates and not losing out on their tax exempt status doesn't mean that a liberal president like wants or cares about what this think tank has
No,
to
it goes
say.
both ways.
Yeah.
So I wasn't saying that only Republicans. I'm just saying there's a reason why they don't say specifically, and I'm sure Democratic think tanks will do the same.
Right.
Hey, we endorse all this thinking that we're doing is for this person right
Brain power.
So that's where we're at. We don't know who did it, but we know who did it.
What does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Okay, so let's talk about it. I did a little bit of research. I read a bunch of articles, and here's my main takeaways of this Project 2025. Okay. They detailed, I'll give you a easy layup. They want to build the wall again. That's easy. Let's do it. Right? You said it before. I agree with you.
They've said
We
that.
take a firm position here on Idiots to Experts to build that wall because we want a huge wall.
Minus me. We're going to say everyone on this podcast minus me, which means just Justin. I
Huge wall.
am, as you can tell, I am in fear. I have no opinions.
You convinced me. I agree. Let's do it.
Oh God, this is going to be so bad.
Just
for me.
kidding. Just kidding. So yeah, they have build a wall in that part of 2025.
Cool.
So trying to endorse that. Now, they also have a thing of overtime pay, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know there was a threshold for you have to make a certain amount of money for you to be eligible for overtime pay.
You don't.
You do.
Explain it to me.
So the threshold back in 2019 was 35,568. You have to make that amount of money to be eligible for overtime pay.
That gets a little bit complicated. I don't want to go into why that is, but continue.
Okay, so now I don't know if people make below that, they don't get overtime pay. It just says that if you do make below that, employees don't guarantee, they don't have to pay you overtime pay.
That's sort of wrong, but it's also sort of right.
Okay, well, there's a threshold line of like, hey, you need to make this amount of money
before you
can qualify for overtime pay.
Sure.
Right? I was like, oh, that's interesting. And
now, is this a thing that already happens, or are you saying this is what a think tank is proposing?
This always there's a line.
Okay, got it.
Every year, it's like minimum wage. There's a line that they set, right? But also specific to overtime pay, I didn't know there was a line. I thought everyone could have overtime pay.
You can. There are other labor laws that are in play that make
someone could correct this, but this with many articles that I wrote, the .orgs, by the way, .orgs, they repeated the same thing over and over and over
with
again.
.orgs comes great confusion.
But yeah, and we were trending. We trended. So from 2019, we were trending upwards 43, and then now it's at 58K, 58.5, somewhere around there.
Wish I made that.
Wish we made that.
Yeah.
And I guess what they're saying is they're trying to bring it down very low to like the 24s, 25s, something like that. I was like, oh, that's very interesting. I wonder how that impacts. What the reason why is that?
To me, it makes no sense because there's other I don't understand it because there's other like labor employment issues that come to play that make it where you basically have to pay overtime. So I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm not going to.
Okay, me neither.
Yeah. So,
also, I'm dumb. So it's fine.
If someone knows more about that, I would love to hear more about that. So comment down below what that means.
Yeah. Project 2025 also talks about clean energy. Now, I always thought, you always hear like gas prices. Thanks, Obama, or thanks, Biden. Gas prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is it really their fault? Is it? It kind of is. So.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so these are just head convulsions I'm having. Those are head convulsions.
Dude, I don't want to hurt you.
I can't control them. They're just a medical condition.
Okay. I'm going to talk about like a TV show next week or something stupid. So what I learned was I kind of had a different shift of perspective on why we would go for clean energy, why we go natural and stuff like that. So if we go towards clean energy, we aren't drilling as much, which then if we're not drilling as much, the amount of natural energy we have is less, which drives gas prices higher, right? But the whole point is you are trying to get away from natural to cleaner energy, electricity, wind, whatever. So do you value now? And then, okay, I want a president who would drive gas prices down now because that affects me. Or do you value much later? You pay the price where it's more expensive, but hopefully maybe later down the road, if you invest the research and the money into cleaner energy, that's what we trend towards.
If we don't take care of the future, how can you take care of the present?
You're going like fortune cookie on me, but
yeah, no. What I'm trying to say is, screw the future. Give me my gas now. I'm broke. It's not easy to be out here in the 21st century, though.
Which I get. Which now I used to be like, I can't believe people don't want cleaner energy. Like, bro, cleaner energy sounds pretty good, but I get it. If you want your life to be affected now versus do you care about the future?
Which one do you care about?
Which one do you value? I am blessed in the way that I have a job, and
so do I.
And I drive a lot, but I get paid for my mileage, which technically pays for my gas, right? And I would value us trending towards more cleaner energy than natural.
Because you're already well off. You don't care about the average man, the man who has to go to the gas
No,
station.
I care about the future. I care about your children, your children's children.
See, that's your
Seems like
problem.
you don't care.
Yeah. You ever heard the phrase, that's your problem?
Or their problem.
That's their
That's
problem.
my grandchildren's problem.
They'll adapt. They figure it out. You watch Mad Max?
Hey, here's training for the future. What is it? Mad Max. Oh God. Okay. So I have 3 more, right? Now it gets a little bit more serious.
Spicy.
Gets a little spicy.
Spicy.
So I also had a perspective shift in terms of what this means, specifically to the right to choose. Now, you know how I feel. I know how you feel.
You don't know anything about me. Don't say you know how I feel.
Okay, so this part of 2025, what they're doing is they're limiting contraceptives and anything that actually prevents life. They want more life to happen. And now that I look at that, I kind of give a little bit more sympathy than kind of controlling, which it is, but I get the point that you're trying to do.
Yeah, we all control each other in different ways. It's called manipulation. I do it all the time.
Ooh, I'll edit that out.
Yeah. She can't know that.
Yeah. What do you want to say instead?
Everything that I do is for her.
Okay,
There we go.
that's gonna get dubbed up.
Why did I edit my own voice?
But okay, so yeah, he wants to make it more expensive to get certain contraceptives, certain like medication is deemed free in healthcare.
Okay.
But he's gonna make it you gotta pay. And Plan B and any of those also are trying to up the states. They're gonna try to put it back to the state's decision. Where certain states, they're just gonna exit out and like that's not gonna happen. Now here's where I pause, George. I was wondering if you give rights back to states, which I get it, it takes away from federal government.
which I have no opinion on.
I'm gonna ask you philosophical questions, by the way. So
Yeah, this is about philosophy.
Be okay.
Yeah,
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I get it. Give it back, power back to the states. I think instead of having big bro federal government control everything. But do you think if you give steroids back to the states, does that create more division as a United States as a whole, or would it create better unity? That leave us to do what we want, and we won't bother anyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm going to give a really, it's not a vague answer. You're just not going to like it, I think. It's going to create unity through controversy.
It's going to create unity through controversy. So I imagine, right, if you take any law and it's like, hey, it's legal here in this state, but illegal in this state, does it come a little bit like West Side versus East Side type thing? Like, oh, you're from this state. It's like having 2 bipartisan parties. We automatically think that if you're left, I hate you, or you're right, you must be racist, whatever. Wouldn't you have assumptions on people from those states who've decided X law?
Sure. But like, there's a few things. One, to I actually do want to tell you about like interstate issues. So like it's in the Constitution. There's sections in the Constitution that basically talk about interstate travel and how there's Supreme Court rulings that I have to actually like do general like I have.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. I know our last week's episode was kind of crazy, okay? Yes. And now you're on edge.
I'm calm.
Okay, you're calm.
I'm calm.
I'm asking you a vague question, and I want you to be in a safe space, George.
I just want you to know is all. I would have to like go back to my law school days to actually tell you the precedent and how things came to be. But there are things that no matter how much you try to control, like as a state, they just can't. Like things that involve interstate travel, there are things that just the federal government will control regardless. Now, when it comes to interpersonal issues, such as topics that we discussed last week, right? States have a little bit more control in how they decide to set certain laws and how they choose to do certain things.
Yeah, but here, check it out. I'm not saying that. I would assume that people would start leaving states based off that state's laws, right? But now you have all these subgroups now separated by their values.
Yeah.
So this state wants this law and will only govern people who like the law.
I think there's a few things that can happen, right?
Yeah.
Either that what you're talking about happens where ways of thinking or value-based systems start cultivating in certain states, tribalism. But by that standard, I think you'll get a pretty quick reflection of what kind of governance works and what kind of governance doesn't, and what kind of attitudes work for each governance, right? So like, if you try to control people who don't want to be controlled, you're going to get a lot of kickback. But if you got a bunch of people who are just like kind of go with the flow and like, yeah, no, it's fine. We don't care what kind of laws you're passing.
You know what? I think I was on the side of, I thought it would create division way more if everyone just has their own state's laws. But the fact that you said, if it even gets to that point of now we've created so many different subgroups,
right,
tribes, if you call them, you'll see what fails and succeeds. And eventually, I think, and I would hope that any of those bad state laws will fail and crumble. And then you're going to be like, all right, what? We
have to do it the way that this state is doing, or the way that this other group is doing it.
That's a good point, George.
So I think, but that's based on the people, right? You can still have people who just refuse to acknowledge that something's not working. And that's just based on the society, right? And I think the United States has built a pretty good society up until now, of let's put our differences aside to make things work.
Yeah. You know what? I think you might be converting me.
Someone clip this. Someone clip this. This is the first time ever in Idiot's Expert's history where I make a point and he's like, maybe you're right.
No.
I'm the husband in this relationship. I'm never right. And I just heard.
Hey, hold on, bro. I just edited all that out last week. You can't put it back into this episode.
I can't help it.
No, I think that's very interesting to think that if all states have governed themselves, and we would hope that, all right, if you don't like it, I don't know how easy it is just to up and move.
It's not easy.
Maybe that's just what it takes for you to get into a safe space. And then now there's going to be certain areas that like, oh, hey, I feel like I belong and
this is more comfortable for me.
Just don't go into those areas. You don't see us going to North Korea or anything. So
well, no one. That's not a.
No, they go in.
Oh. Well, that's true.
They just don't go out.
I don't know one person. I think there's more going out than there are going in. Just putting that out there.
But okay, yeah, that's.
But also, even to the idea of the UK. The UK, while they may not be one country, they are a combination of a bunch of different countries. Like, I mean, dude, they're states. I don't know. When you build the EU, right? The European Union.
They're not gonna like that.
They're not gonna like it.
They're not gonna like that.
But guess what? They're the separated states of Europe. I mean, that's what it is. Like,
they have a king and queen, though. They're much more.
That's England, and they're not even in the EU.
Oh yeah,
dog. They're gonna be mad at you. Forget me. They're coming after you.
Anyway, so next topic.
Awkward. 2025.
Here's the biggest one.
I think I know where you're going with this one. Let's hit the big one. Let's get the big one.
Here's the biggest one that I was like, I'm afraid. So maybe you can educate me.
Okay.
You ever heard of the unitary executive theory?
I've never heard it referred to that, but I think I know where you're going. Keep going.
The unitary executive theory is the law. I don't even know if it's a law. No, it's because it's a theory. Something that is placed to say that the president should be in control of the entire executive branch, and the Congress would have no say in the president making those decisions. Like, you can't tell the president no. He has the entire executive branch in his hand. Now, why is that scary? This Project 2025 proposes that if he has that power, then he would eliminate the job protection of certain government employees in the executive branch, and he could just replace it with his boys.
Yeah.
Right? And you go, well, why is that scary? Take it a little further. You know who's under the executive branch, George? I had a Google.
Everyone.
Did you know the Department of Justice is underneath the executive branch? I didn't know that.
I did.
I did not know that.
Do you know what the Department of Justice
Has?
Yeah.
The police and FBI
And CIA.
and the CIA.
And military. And
Military.
everything else in between.
And we know USA. We love the military. So if the president has that power over that, that's kind of scary.
I mean, he, in a way, he already does, and not to the full extent that that what Project 2025 is proposing. But yeah, a little scary.
I was just saying, imagine the people he would want to recruit into those positions of power.
And that's how you get dictatorships, because you then put your boys in power. They get power hungry. And then you're like, you know what? What's another 4 more years?
You don't get to vote anymore, bro. Don't worry about it.
Things are pretty good for us. So why don't we just keep it that way?
Here's another question. All right. Did you know that the Department of Education is under the executive branch?
That one I didn't know.
That doesn't make sense to me. The Department of Education, how we school, is underneath the executive branch. And what this Project 2025 proposes is that we eliminate that entire department.
I am mad at that.
Why do we need the education? You know?
What are we educating anyway, bro?
But with a lot of the Department of Education is a lot of protections in school.
Yeah, have you seen kids nowadays?
But in particular, there's a lot of you know how LGBTQ plus is now more important in our US. Well, if the Department of Education's not there anymore, which protects that inclusion,
they're not protected under the Department of Education. They're protected by civil liberties.
In the Department of Education, there's laws that include these things in our education.
I mean, from my understanding, it's just all right. Keep going. I'm not. If I don't know, I'm not gonna.
Okay. So what they're saying is the reason why they want to control the Department of Education is to get rid of said books, terms, texts, anything that is not of Republican values.
Well, that seems a little silly to me. Not silly in that like that they would want to do that. Like I
get it though.
I get it.
If you and I'm gonna say this too. I'm at the end. I'm gonna say it. It's they value Christian values.
Sure.
Right. And and certain Christian values deem things to be sin. And what they're trying to do is to get sin out of the schooling because they don't want it to be.
But by eliminating, let's say, the overarching body that controls it, you then have, similar to what you talked about earlier, a bunch of schools that are completely different that you
not if the president has control of everything.
Oh, then he kind of just like
of that
put his own guidelines type of thing.
Pretty much.
It's scummy.
That's what it is. It also proposes in this what he would do as president is he would ban corn. And corn is just...
You're trolling.
No, he would ban corn. And we need
corn.
Farmers we need corn.
Yep.
Because a lot of times corn could be art.
Interesting.
Corn could be, expressive.
Oh, they want to ban corn.
They want to ban corn nationwide.
How will we get our ethanol? How do we get our ethanol?
I don't know how we get our gas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or drive.
Our drive.
How do we get our drive?
How do we get the drive back?
But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Oh, buddy, that's crazy that they would.
They said that's going to be a criminal offense. No more corn. And I leave with this. So here I want to wrap it up. I do gotta say I probably am leaning Democratic. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle.
This election cycle?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I try to be unbiased as possible. And reading through this, there's a lot of headlines that say like, oh, they're trying to attack. They're taking away your democracy. They're doing all this, which are just kind of headlines. And I like to see the intention of it. So with Project 2025, there's a lot of crazy stuff in it, yes. And even just Republican side, what they want to do with this country might deem to be crazy. But they value 2 things of their agenda: Christian values and family. And so the major topics that cause all this controversy if you really see the intention behind it, not to say there's right or wrong, they want more family. They're trying to protect life, and they want more people to be Christian because of Christian values. That's the intention behind it. So let me give you not sympathy. Let me respect you. Let's not throw respect out the window. Let me understand that you're trying to come from that place and not a I hate you place. Yeah? So, I have a question.
Oh boy.
Here's my last question.
This segment is literally, there's so many things I'm not saying. I've learned my lesson last week.
Don't worry, I'll be the one who gets torched. I have a question. With abortion and
This man brought that up on this podcast.
No.
All right. Sorry.
Let me say.
Sorry, my hands came up.
Like I said, family and Christian values with things that they want to implement in our society. They want to put abortion back into the states' laws, and then effectively try to reduce the contraceptives needed, Plan B, pills, what have you. With education, they're trying to adjust it and make it seem, or they deem it to be more Christian, more effective, and not to stray away from morality.
Okay.
That's what their intention is. And with corn, no more corn.
No more drive.
No more
more
drive.
ethanol.
No more drive. I came to a dilemma that I couldn't lean one way or another. I was wanting to get your thoughts. Tell me which one is better, George. Is it better to force the whole, WHOLE?
Okay, got it. My bad.
WHOLE.
Didn't know where you were going there.
Force the entirety
Got it.
of population to do a good thing? Or do you allow freedom to choose, but you run the risk of that bad lifestyle, that bad thing, to actually grow and maybe become the norm?
You ready for this?
So do you hold on, do you get it though? Force the good for what you think is the greater good for everyone, or allow to choose but run the risk of that bad could lean into
Things going awry.
things going into
You ready for this?
yeah.
You do both.
Honestly, I did not think that at all.
You do both.
I didn't think. Explain to me.
So
You know what it sounded like? When Kanye goes, or Kobe goes, be the same beast but a different
and
animal.
the same animal.
What does that mean?
You do both.
How is that possible?
You set guidelines. You set bare minimum. That's essentially what the law is, right? The law is a way of forcing you to behave a certain way, because otherwise you will have repercussions. You'll have.
True.
I mean, it's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
It's how we get people to conform to what we believe to be the society, our society, or what we want our society to look like.
Yes.
At the same time, when you implement said laws or said rules, do you implement them with the hammer, where you create discontent and I don't know how to describe it, discontent and like aggression or like dislike of friction? Or do you give people leeway, freedom, let individual communities, individual places kind of govern what they believe should be the appropriate reaction to whatever it is that's happening? So you can't have one without the other. It's the same thing with conservative and liberal. They constantly bicker and they say, no, we are the right way. It's like, no, you're two heads of the same coin. You both have the same goal of wanting to make America a better place. You both have radically different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Now, the faster we can get people to be like, okay, I completely disagree with your mindset, but I'm willing to understand because I know that we have the same goal. I know that we want to accomplish like a betterment of our society.
Yeah.
So why are we not? And where can we meet in the middle?
Yeah.
It's
so do you have the optimism that doing both will lead to us eventually becoming that ideal society? Or do you think doing both leads us to be on a constant plateau?
This is gonna sound real.
How long have you been bipartisan? You know, what kind of progress have we ever made?
I'm gonna get political, or not political. I'm gonna get philosophical and kind of like into the ether on this one.
Okay.
But there's beauty in chaos. There's the fact that we constantly fight back and forth.
You ate a lot of fortune cookies.
I ate a lot of fortune. We've been eating a lot of Chinese food. So they're just laying at home, and I just keep opening them, just like, what am I gonna say on the podcast today?
This is today's episode.
By the way, 14, 27, 19.
Okay, beauty and chaos. So you think
That having a check and balance, this pull that like, oh, we're going way too far in like the liberal direction of like everyone's getting to, you know, hippy dippy, everyone's doing a little too much. We need to like reel it back. Whoa, hold on. This is getting a little too reeled back, if you catch my drift. maybe
way too back into the past.
Maybe let's go back this way. You know, it's a constant tug and pull that I think is what makes us able to move forward.
So you actually think ideal or perfect, right? And chaos. The actual where we want to be is this middle, where you ride kind of like back and forth.
Yeah.
Very interesting take.
Two sides of the same coin, buddy.
Yeah. I don't think that's wrong, actually. I didn't know where I lied with that question, to be honest. But you know, I see what you mean.
As crazy as I sound sometime on the podcast, so I'm hoping this is a redemption arc for.
No, you made some very good points. Yeah, you swayed me on that one. I think finding both and that constant tug and pull at least will keep us away from in hell. But if our opposite ends of spectrums are liberal and Republican, I think we do definitely have to ride that middle wave.
I just want to point out that you went liberal and Republican.
Well, if I go this way,
there you go.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Nah,
the same thing. But yeah, that's my topic for this week.
I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad I didn't get canceled. I'm glad that
your arms are free.
My arms are free. There's been no triggering of any sorts. I'm glad you guys stuck around for as long as you have.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate the support that we've been getting on the channel, because it's actually been really cool to watch it grow. So appreciate you guys for watching. We hope you learned something today. If not, we hope you laughed. Please do leave a like or comment or subscribe. It does help the channel. And we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace. Whew. Redemption arc for sure.